You need that scholarship award to get on a very good note, to have some relief, even as you start your academic journey in the UK or the US or Canada or elsewhere. And as a winner of a £5,000 scholarship for academic excellence at the University of Surrey here in the UK, I find it as an obligation to put this out there for those who are making the application for scholarship. When you are making your application, your statements has to contain certain things, and there are certain things that shouldn't reflect in the first place. There are 5 areas of your application statement that should be taken very seriously. You have the introductory parts, which is the opening statement or the opening paragraph, as you may call it, which details your background, your motivation, and your experience as to what really spurred you for education. Second aspect has to do with your academic achievements. The third aspect has to do with your contribution, whether your leadership contribution or your volunteering contribution or your experience generally. The fourth aspect has to do with your future goals. And the last paragraph should tell us why you are deserving of that award and what you hope to do post-study. And let me go into each of these aspects one after the other. Because at Honest Scholars, our desire is to see you succeed in your academic work, whether in the process of applying for admission, whether it is post-admission or during your coursework or your research work. So let's start with the first aspect of your scholarship statement, which is the opening paragraph. In this aspect, you have to tell a story. And like I always say, if you are given an opportunity to express yourself, you need to tell your story. You need to recreate your story. You need to sell yourself. You need to let people know who you are, what you have done, or what you have been doing, whether in the corner of your room or in the silence of your heart, that probably is not known up to now. So that opening paragraph needs to tell that story. It could be a political situation, probably in your community or in your environment or in your country. It could be a financial crisis. It could be some sort of social or religious issues. So within that context, you're able to recreate that story and how that motivated you. You can leverage on the financial crisis of 2008 if that was what motivated you. It could be the Second World War too. It could be the Cold War that ended in between 1989 and 1990. It could be colonialism. It could be slavery. It could be the war in Iraq. It could be the China-US tussle. So a lot of things could be the issue. It could be family issue. Perhaps how your parents were not able to fund your education when they were supposed to fund it. It could be, all of those stories are very important. So you have to understand exactly what motivated you to pursue education. You could be the only graduate in your family. That's a big motivation. So you have to situate your story within the context of your experience. So in doing that, do not tell lies. In doing that, do not say things that are not coherent or non-factual. Dates have to be appropriate. The story has to be coherent and has to be emotional, compelling. It has to shake off the committee, the scholarship committee, from their comfort. It has to make them look at your application statement again and again. It has to resonate with reality. So that is the first line. That is what you should do. And interestingly, I've attached a copy of my application that won me £5,000 in this video, and go to the description section and pick up the attachment for free. So having said that, and having done that first paragraph, the opening paragraph, which opens up your discussion, it's more or less like a discussion with the scholarship team. How you have been, what you have been through. And I've situated a couple of experiences, a couple of circumstances or situations that you could leverage on if they are what motivated you. It's also very important that you know what motivated you. That's number one. The second aspect has to do with your academic achievements. What did you achieve after your university? What is your GPA? 4.0 or 4.5 or 5.5, of depending on the grading system in your universities. But again, also let that resonate with with the equivalence in the UK grading system. So you want to find that out. So you put that in parentheses. That's very important. So if you say this is the course you study, this is what you come up with, whether it is first class, second class upper, second class lower, third class, whatever you come up with, do not lie, because your transcript will not lie after all. So that's very important you do that. So let the committee know what your achievement is. The third paragraph has to do with your leadership contributions, your experience, your volunteering experiences or contributions to the community, to your immediate environment, to your workplace. That's very important. You can see the flow from your motivation. What motivated you? What is that experience, that peculiar experience that motivated you? To you're going to school. And from your going to school, post-school, you now move to your experience, your contribution as a leader within your community. Depending on your own experience, that will also tell how those experiences go. You cannot state everything you have done in that aspect in the area of telling your experience or your contribution. It is those aspects of your experience that relate to the course you are studying, and that relate to your goal, and that relate to your motivation that you should tell. Those are the stories you should tell. You don't have to express everything. Only the relevant and the related. That's the number 3 aspects of your statement. Again, I repeat, make it as emotional as possible, as compelling as possible, as relatable as possible. The next line has to be your future goals. How does the course you want to study align with your career path, with your aspiration? There must be a synergy. You don't say you want to study financial, say business management, and in your future career you want to be a political scientist. There has to be a synergy. There has to be a problem you want to solve by going through that, by taking up that course. It's very important you do that. So state your career goals, what you hope to achieve post-study. What do you want to do with that degree that you want to obtain? How that degree will help you to further your career goal, whether you want to take up a senior role, or could it be the case that you want to become a business mogul, depending on your course. But there has to be that synergy between what you aspire to do, given that your motivation as probably a financial analyst from the beginning, how you came from a very poor background and you want to ensure that you create wealth. So there has to be a flow. Your statements, each of the paragraphs should flow into each other. Do not present disjointed ideas. So when you state that, the final part has to be about why you are deserving of that scholarship. Why do you think the committee should look at you and say, we are giving you £5,000 or £10,000 or £15,000 scholarship? Why? So what do you want to do with the scholarship? How does it help your career? How does it help your goal? How does it help your aspiration? And these are things you need to express in the final part of your scholarship statements. And usually scholarship statements don't take more than, it doesn't take more than 500 to 600 words. So you want to be as concise as possible without leaving out those important details, without leaving out those important stories you have to tell, without underestimating those experiences that need to feature in the statement. So I wish you good luck as you prepare to make your applications. I wish you good luck as you hope to see a success at the end of your application to get that scholarship. I won Academic Excellence Award, and that really helped. That really helped. So you also want to try your hand out in any of the scholarships out there, so many of them, that you want to leverage on and come out successful. I wish you success in your applications, and hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, share, like, and make your comments. If you have any questions in relation to any of the videos that I've made, go to each of the links and ask your questions, and I will respond to them in good time.